Welcome back. All eyes on Iowa, the Hawkeye State, of course, hosting the Iowa caucuses on Monday, and then, of course, the general election months later. But there's a lot that can happen between now and November, so let's talk about the latest numbers from the pulse of the people with our friend from Ipsos, Cliff Young, up late with me tonight here on the Final Five. Welcome back in. Good to see you.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, so here we are. I mean, I think we're always looking ahead towards the next election, but we're in for a long slog.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
And it's kicking off now.
Hard to believe that. So, of course, as always, Ipsos running the numbers and trying to find out what people have on their minds tonight, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's take a look at the first thing here, which is we've talked so much about Trump, and people are saying, you know, that's all you're focusing on. But it has been astounding to see not just how he started back in March, but how he's been able to gain more momentum.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're sharing this data. This is basically the primaries in general overall in the United States, right? And what you can see, the red line here, is that Trump has been in the lead consistently over all this time. Mm-hmm. He really is the favorite going into the primary season.
You know, and as you look at this dip here, but this is right around the time that he started getting the indictments, and you see that was really just where he picked up some major territory there. But down below, I think the one thing we've talked about so much too is the yellow line, which represents Ron DeSantis, how he dipped and then just continued to do so to the point now where he's neck and neck with Nikki Haley.
Yeah, really, he was considered the contender. And as we can see with the data, he really imploded and is in a weak place.
What did Bill Clinton say back in 1992 about the election? It's the economy stupid.
Right, yeah.
And that's, of course, top of mind for many voters tonight as we look at this being the most important issue. Let's look at the next batch of numbers here. What does this mean? And we're looking at Republicans right now. This is what they say is topic A for them.
Yeah, this is what they're thinking about, right? And that's why we ask, what are the sorts of problems that you're considering? What are you worrying about? This is what the voters thinking about. And what do we see in front and center? It's the economy, it's the economy, it's the economy as the #1 issue that Republican voters are worried about. In second place, it's crime. In third place, it's elites interfering with your freedom. This is Trump's realm. Trump is really sort of really a champion against the elites in Republicans' minds, and this is an issue he dominates.
And then, of course, down below, these are things that have been, these are really issues that he ran on in 2020 when it comes to things like immigration and discrimination against white people.
Yeah, immigration will be definitely an issue again. Obviously, it's in fourth place here.
Yeah.
But as the economy gets better, we expect it to sort of subside in importance and immigration to come up. And obviously, Trump is a champion of those that feel that they've been aggrieved, right? He really sort of channels that grievance, and we see it in the data here.
So Iowa is unique because they have the caucus system where everybody gets into their high school gymnasium and they start trying to convince others there. When we look at the Iowa polling here, again, we talk about Trump leading leaps and bounds here, but then as the numbers have shaken out a bit from New Hampshire to Iowa, again, it's that DeSantis-Haley dichotomy.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, Iowa happens first, then New Hampshire. We want to share the first two.
Should we block out Chris Christie at this point?
Yeah,
here?
He's gone. And most of that probably goes to Haley. Some of it goes to Trump. It doesn't change the position at all. But the point is, Trump is in the lead. It is a race between DeSantis and Haley for second place. But in New Hampshire, it might be interesting because Haley is in second place and a fairly strong second place.
That was one thing a lot of people had wondered. In fact, Jack Calvertino's Republican strategist, who's been on the show many times, he messaged me yesterday right after Christie dropped out and said he thinks those numbers are going to go to Haley. I think Christie said he wouldn't expect that those numbers to go right to Haley, but when you look at where it could possibly go, the momentum is there with the Haley camp.
Yeah, it's there, but it'll be distributed to others, and Trump will gain some as well.
Okay, let's talk about back to what you mentioned before when it comes to immigration and the anti-immigrant attitudes that are strong among Republicans. Is this immigration in general? Is this that fear that job opportunities are being lost to those who are in this country perhaps illegally? I mean, what's born from these numbers?
Now, first and foremost, we're looking over a long period of time.
So
right?
Back from the Clinton era.
Yeah, 1995 till today. Red, obviously, are Republicans, and it's really about anti-immigrant attitudes, not wanting immigrants to come to the United States, wanting to have restrictions on them, worry about illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
It's the issue of immigration writ large, and And Republicans, by far, are the most anti-immigrant, and they have been consistently over time.
You know what's interesting is to see the dip here in 2004. Any indication why, like during the George W. Bush era, that was any different? Because aside from that, it's almost the same as it was back in 1995.
Yeah, sometimes polls go up and down.
Yeah,
we don't have a good explanation.
It's just, but it's just interesting to see the trends, especially as they close off in that post 9/11 era. Let's take a look at the numbers when it comes to President Biden and where his weaknesses are right now, because Democrats have shown strength in some national elections. We saw the strength in Virginia, but the president's still suffering quite a bit here.
There's a lot of worry about his numbers, right? His numbers, there's been a spat of polls over the last month or so that have been more negative. And what are we looking at here? We're looking at his approval ratings basically in December 2021 compared to 2023. And what do we find? First and foremost, he has a problem with younger Americans. And you can see between 18 and 39, it's at 34%. That's mostly, by the way, inflation. Okay, inflation.
Yeah.
Non-white here, it's still high at 46%, but it dropped considerably from 58. This is a very important constituency for the Democrats and for Biden.
Yeah.
This is an inflationary effect as well. And lastly, less educated, no college degree, 34% from 44 to 34%. Another traditional Democratic constituency that's been changing, transitioning over to the Republicans, right?
Yeah.
But these are all places that Biden has problems.
Very quickly, let's go to the last batch of numbers here when it comes to President Trump in key swing states here, which we're certainly seeing that Pennsylvania neck and neck. These are all mostly neck and neck until you get down towards like Arizona and North Carolina.
Yeah. Today we're looking at Trump versus Biden, a very traditional sort of voting intention. This is the average of all the polls in each of these states. And what do we find? Neck and neck in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, but Michigan, North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona, Trump is leading. All right,
Cliff Young from Ipsos. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Always
nice
good
to see you here. Yeah, thanks.
And we're back after this here on The Final Five.